Rock heels, I rock bottoms, and I wear wigs and rock my natural. Can you believe it's 'cause I'm pretty for a dark skin? He was dark skin. Dark skin girls, they always say that you're pretty for a dark skin. Yeah, you're pretty for a dark skin. Dark skin girls, they always say that you're pretty for a dark skin. Yeah, you're pretty for a dark skin.
I cannot keep it to myself. God been too good to me. This is no secret. I cannot keep it to myself. God been too good to me.
Welcome back to the From Sister to Sister channel. You have embarked on the place where we're all about connecting the voice of our sisters and our brothers through worship, healthy conversation. Okay, people? We need to talk about things and lifestyle tips. As you can see from this intro, today we are diving into part 2 of the Comfortable in My Skin series regarding how I overcame my personal insecurities with the beautiful dark skin I was given and where there's still areas to grow in society. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go detangle my hair. I'm going on day none of your business, but enjoy this video. Okay, I hope you enjoy this video. Oof. Where do I begin? I think I begin by saying that I'm very grateful that in these times we're recognizing that things like colorism is an issue. I guess since I started with childhood in the other video, I will start with childhood in regards to skin. I have one encounter where someone in elementary school told me that I could not grab the snack directly from their bag because I had dark skin. They had to hand it to me, that my hands weren't clean. That happened early elementary school, like first grade, second grade, maybe. Yeah, first, second grade. That happened so long ago. Believe it or not, I forgave that person. I'm still in communication with that person and love that person. That is a woman who's done a whole 180 and definitely had no idea what she was doing back then. And she probably has no idea that that memory stayed with me. Never thought too deeply what it has done for me psychologically, having a mother who's very fair-skinned. It's now I'm kind of thinking like, did that have an effect on me? But it's no one's issue but society, and how society has had it wrong for a long time, but I'm really grateful that we're getting it right and speaking the truth about how all shades are beautiful. Seriously. I don't think certain family members realized what they were doing when summertime comes around, and now all of a sudden we're on a regimen with a soap with mild bleaching cream, you know? And if it's not bleaching cream, it's the Ambi soap. And I used Ambi soap for a while, like middle school. And all I'm gonna say is when it comes to Ambi soap, Fair and White, all those kind of products, for the 5% of the world who's genuinely using those products to correct dark marks, scars, I believe you and do you. But I can say for me, as a middle schooler, when I was using Ambi soap, Ambi lotion, even black soap, it meant something differently to me. 13-year-old, 14-year-old Camille was hoping for a miracle. Maybe I'll get through this summer without getting darker, and if that, maybe I'll get a little lighter. Middle school, was the roughest time for me, when I felt most uncomfortable being a dark-skinned woman. Okay, so I've already shared that I went to a predominantly white school. Believe it or not, I did not feel attacked by my complexion or feeling less than by being dark-skinned in elementary school, because you could literally count the African Americans in the whole school. So it wasn't like I was being challenged by a norm or had anything to compare against. It was either you were Caucasian, either you were Asian, or you were African American. And I can say I grew up very diverse, and I'm very blessed by that. It wasn't until I got to middle school where I feel like I started to, that's when I realized that I was dark-skinned. So sad to put it like that, but that's when some of the remarks came, and I hate to say it, but the remarks came from my own community. It was, my Black peers that would say, "Oh, turned off the lights, where did Camille go?" It was my Black peers that would, just rub it in and just make it so apparent that I was not light-skinned. And when it comes to overcoming the brighter side of this honest, genuine chat, all of these things, I have this is my journal about self-care, my Bible, where I take some of my notes. All of these things are defeatable by Christ. All our insecurities, the tools to defeat unfair mindsets and mistreatment. When you let Christ pour into you what he really thinks of you, that shatters all the pain. I don't even think about the kids that used to tease me in middle school for if it wasn't my skin, or if it wasn't sounding like a white girl, or my eyes. The kids called me surprise, all of that just got better as my self-value perception of myself increased. But to give some real tangible experiences I had that improved my confidence and overall perception of my skin, I'll be honest, things got better not only when I started to cherish what I had and what God gave me and what God says about me, but also taking care of what God gave you is another genuine aspect that we got to start talking about. As for me, it did not start off genuine. In middle school, I cut off swimming in the extreme heat for the wrong reasons. I have a pool right behind my Virginia or former Virginia townhome. You wouldn't catch me outside, and it is sad. But I got better. Eventually, I stopped overthinking. There's levels to this. I don't think too much heat is good for anyone. Caucasians get sunburn, and our skin too. Even though we don't get sunburn, we know the deal. It's important for us to wear SPF and be in extreme heat in moderation. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that, because I can see how it can get very sensitive. But using creams that will actually bring out a true radiance in my skin and not just throwing a whatever on my skin. That's the realest thing I can say as far as what has helped my self-esteem, because the lie is that dark skin is ashy, right? Dark skin is not desirable. But when you're taking care of something, you treat it like it's precious. No one can throw a lie or put you down, because that from the inside out, not only with your mind you love your skin, but out of actual actions you take care of it. No one can make you think otherwise. So there's another thing that I think that's important to say, because there's levels to this colorism thing, right? Not only is colorism an issue between lights versus dark skin, within the dark skin community, there is an issue regarding, okay, once you're in the dark skin community, you will benefit from having desirable features. What do I mean by this? The chili look, the Tatiana Ali look, anything that can resemble exotic, what are you? East African, Somalian features, you know. We don't talk about it. It's like the same way we hold light-skinned women to be real about the benefits of being light-skinned. As a dark-skinned woman, yeah, I know the benefits of falling under those features or desirable features, and it's not cool. At some point to hear you're pretty for a dark skin, eventually you wake up and you realize, what are you really saying? You know, what are you really saying when you say you have a white nose, you have a nice nose? You're coming for my people. At the end of the day, we're all one. Every nose is beautiful, even outside of the Black race. Every type of nose is beautiful. So I don't understand why that comment is necessary. So it's just messy, because when you talk about how Camille personally stopped feeling insecure about my skin, it's very vain. It's when I started to realize that, oh, okay, I'm still recognized as pretty as a dark skin. That's so terrible to say that, but it's still not only people who look different from me's responsibility to unlearn, but it's up to me to speak up and say that things like this happen, and we're getting better, but it's a journey. I don't want to, I'm not here to lie or sugarcoat anything. The worst time I had was middle school. Beyond that, men genuinely treated me like a queen, with respect, and I think that helped. And I think, you know, as you get older, things just get better. The more you start genuinely believing you're beautiful for yourself, not because your daddy said it or your friends say it or looking for some kind of validation, but because you genuinely believe it. I think you attract a certain type of energy when you feel that way about yourself. And yeah, I'm not saying it to brag, but I've never had issues attracting men of all shades, all types, because inside I don't view myself like a second-class citizen being a dark-skinned woman. I genuinely love what God has given me, and I wouldn't want it any other way. And my heart and prayer is that other women feel this way. But I feel like in order for all of us to feel this way, we have to address real things. It's a journey. We're gonna get better. I have so much hope in humanity, and just know that just because I'm a dark-skinned woman, it doesn't make me exempt from gut checking myself. I genuinely want to be the change that I want to see when it comes to who I uphold as beautiful to me, or who I choose, whose content, like on YouTube, I choose to consume. I gut check myself to make sure that I'm treating everyone the same, from a Caucasian woman down to a fine, radiant, dark-skinned woman. It's a constant gut check to really understand what really is beautiful. I almost feel like I have to end very Disney life teaching. I'm getting Hunchback of Notre Dame vibes. What I love about that movie, and what I will teach my children, is that because of the image, right? The perception, the theme was who was the monster and who was the real man. Throughout the movie, Quasi was made to feel like a monster because of his appearance, but the true monster was the one who spoke and delivered the hate over Quasi, Frollo. So in this society, when we're talking about beauty, who is truly beautiful? You know, the men and women who embrace and love what they have and love on others? Or is it the one who may look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside, they have so many false paradigms up. They speak and show actions of hate instead of love. Gotta ask yourself. We got a long way to go, but I don't want to lie like we haven't made progress. We really have. And I'm excited to see where we're further going. Thank you so much for hearing my 2 cents on overcoming skin insecurities. I'm genuinely comfortable in my skin.
Dark skin.